Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, September 18th of 2022. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today's topic is about taking action in divine flow. And yes, I'm running late today. So I was just saying there's always a purpose to everything that we do and all of these offerings that we have that are as much about us as anyone else. So I get to have a personal healing from this today as well. So, and there's a trust that everything is in divine flow, even when in our own human time, it feels like it's running a little bit late, right? So, okay, let's go ahead and come into our meditation and healing circle today. Let's come into our circle, sitting shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, and let's just take some breaths together and just inhale all of your energy into the core of your body, into that vertical core that runs through the top of your head and along the center of your body, flowing behind the back of your heart and in front of your spine, just making that vertical core and connection, moving all the way through your solar plexus, through your belly, through your base, connecting you into the earth. Inhale, draw all of your energy into that vertical core. Let all of the parts of yourself align. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl, landing into your hips. And inhale, draw all of your energy into your core. Exhale, drop down and land into your hips. And one more time, inhale, draw all of your energy into your vertical core. Exhale, drop down and land into your hips. And feel your hips and your base connected with your chair, supported by the earth, held by gravity. And let's bring all of our focus and attention into the center of the circle. Like our circle creates a wheel, and we bring our focus and attention into the hub of that wheel. And together, as we bring our hearts together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your divine power of unconditional love. Let's call first on that power of unconditional love, as I'm going to read from Fauzia's book later, and she talks about unconditional love being the umbilical cord that connects us to God. The umbilical cord that connects us to our source, our creator. Let's just call in that divine power of unconditional love and let your heart center, that funnel of energy at the front of your heart space, let it turn to face to the center of the circle where this stream of unconditional love is pouring in. And let your heart center tip up slightly and catch that stream of unconditional love. And as you breathe, let your heart be like a breathing portal and breathe it in. And let that unconditional love flow through your heart space all the way into the very center of your body, to where your heart center flows all the way in and meets with that vertical core, with that core of energy that comes through the top of your head and travels vertically along the core of your body, center, halfway front to back, halfway back, side to side, halfway side to side, halfway front to back, that core. And let that heart center, as it tips up, let that unconditional love flow through that heart center all the way through that funnel into that vertical core. Breathe it in. and let it just pool right there at your heart center, where your heart center meets that vertical core. Let it pool into a gentle ocean, infinite ocean inside the center of your chest. It is the calm water of unconditional love. And breathing into that, just let your vertical core, your spine, let it be uplifted. Like imagine a string at the very top of your head, pulling your head up, but let your head have a slight downward tilt. So it's not up looking up to the sky, but it's it's contained and containing the energy of your space within your sphere, within your individuated container. And let that lift up, and again draw all of your energy into that vertical core. Exhale, really let yourself land into your hips and be aligned in your vertical core, and let this unconditional love just stream over you like a gentle waterfall, and let your entire being rest into this pool. Imagine the perfect temperature, the perfect everything, whatever it is that your being desires to be rested into. Can be a gentle cloud that lifts you and holds you, surrounds you, envelops you, contains you, supports you, nurtures you, loves you. This is the unconditional love that your heart is created to seek, because your heart is never separated from it. But when our individuated selves become self-sufficient beings in this three material realm, we have this innate desire in our hearts that keep calling us back as we experience the material realm and the world of multiplicity and all of its many facets of the jewel that are displayed for us in this environment. There is that inner heart center that keeps calling us back. I am love. I am love. Return to me. Return to me. And the beauty is when we can integrate that experience with the multiplicity of this three-dimensional world that seems so individuated and separated. When we can integrate those experiences back to this place of love that is constantly calling us home, and let our thoughts, our desires, our inspirations, and our actions all be aligned, and from that one place of love, a reflection and extension of that one place of love, and that knowing, that desire to be a part of the love. Everything is the love. So for this moment, as I digress, but not really, because it's all connected, let yourself fall back into your heart center. Fall back and rest into this pool of unconditional love at the center of your chest. Yawadud, Yawadud, the unconditional love. And from this place of leaning into your chest, just come together again, the center of the hub of our circle, calling on our source together in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of your pure divine light. And just feel, sense this pure divine light is beaming into the center of our circle. And you can feel it beaming through the center of your head and into the vertical core of your body. And as you're leaning back into that pool of unconditional love at the center of your chest, just let this beam of pure divine light shine on you and shine on this pool of love and penetrate through the water to warm your entire being with this pure divine light. And let your entire being absorb this pure divine light. Let it travel through your pores. Let it travel through this vertical core And from there, just emanate pure divine light and unconditional love from your core to every cell of your body. And invite every cell of your body to turn to this pure divine light and unconditional love and take it in, drink it in, absorb it into every cell. Let it transform your cellular knowledge, your cellular consciousness, right? Your state of being and your state of doing and knowledge and everything that comes together in your consciousness. Let it absorb this pure divine light and this unconditional love. You'll hear also in the reading today that the state of the return of the masculine is through self-knowledge, the return of the feminine is through self-love. And when they come together in a beautiful integrated state, this is where we have our true transformation, where we can carry and merge this state of being with the state of action, the state of love with the state of knowledge. And just let this integrate through your core and through all of the cells of your body. And again, leaning into your heart center as we come together in the center of our circle, calling on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of your eternal compassion. Just imagine, feel, experience this eternal compassion, this ocean of living consciousness that is the container of our entire earthly existence, of this entire appearance of a 3D material, individuated, separated realm. It is contained within a cosmic womb. There is the world of pure consciousness, and there is this material realm where we experience a material physical existence that appears to be individuated and separated. And there is a thin membrane between the worlds, a thin veil. And this cosmic womb contains this entire 3D material world existence. It's like a screen, and it holds and contains this existence. And the entire existence is contained within this cosmic womb that is pure, eternal compassion. Eternal because it exists within and beyond this time and space dimension. Bismillah, and this is Ya Rahman, Ya Rahman. So let your entire being resting into your heart center in this gentle pool of unconditional love, just absorbing this pure divine light, and let your entire being rest into this eternal compassion, this safe, nurturing, loving, protecting womb of compassion. Let yourself be held. Feel yourself completely connected and nourished, accepted, appreciated, cared for, loved, held in this cosmic womb of eternal compassion. The poet Rumi says, these forms we seem to be, these physical bodies that we seem to be, are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness. We are cups, open cups, floating in an ocean of living consciousness. What we are is ocean, too near to see, though we swim in it and drink it in. Don't be the cup with the dry rim. So let yourself immerse into the ocean, letting yourself experience the ocean and being in the flow with the ocean, allowing the ocean to flow through you. And today we're talking about taking action from divine flow, because divine flow is in motion. It is in constant motion. And we as human beings have a tendency to think that, do you ever feel that way? You go into that meditative state and you're in this beautiful flow. And then you want to take action. And how do you take action and then move with this divine flow? It's like we feel like we have to come out of this flow state in order to then be a part of this material world. Like it's two separate states, and we have to shift who we are, what we are, where we are, how we're connected and absorbed in order to go into action. And we lose that connection with flow. We lose that connection with love. We separate ourselves in order to take action, and then we feel like we have to come back and reconnect again. So how do we take action from that place of flow? I want to just go ahead and go straight to the reading for today. I want to read from Fauzia's book, which is called Divine Names, 99 Healing Names of the One Love, by Rosina Fauzia Al-Rawi. She is the daughter-in-law of my teacher. And I want to read from 3 divine names today. And if you can pull up the website to see the divine names there. If you're listening to the recording, you can find the link with the recording to the blog post that will have them listed there. If you're here live today, you can go to the joyfullylivingwellness.com/the-community-calls. And that will give you the list of the 3 names if you want to see them. I'll say them for you and spell the transliteration of them in English. They are divine names in the language of Arabic, the sacred language. A sacred language is one in which the sounds that are spoken carry the vibration of the energy form of the thing that it names. So when you speak with intention, these divine names and sacred sound codes, you are calling in the vibration of the thing that it names. And here we're talking about 3 divine powers. So we are calling and we are invoking the divine powers. We're calling on our source directly, invoking the divine powers. We're calling them in. We're asking for them to come in and really template, right? Everything is energy, and energy templates your energy field, and it awakens. It's like tapping the tuning fork, right? We call that in and we tap that tuning fork there, and it awakens that vibration that is already inherent in our inner knowledge, inner wisdom, that breath of spirit that is breathed into you, that gives you life force into your physical form, that gives consciousness to your body, that gives you this life experience from this apparently individuated, self-sufficient form. This is your breath of spirit that breathes you and breathes life into you and lives in you and through you. And it contains all of the knowledge of itself. And that knowledge is resonant. It vibrates within you. So when we call and invoke these divine powers by their sacred sound codes, we are like tapping that tuning fork, and it brings into vibration within you that knowledge that is already there. So the first divine name that we call on is Yah Khalik. Khalik. It's that K-H-A-L-I, and then the last letter is, the transliteration is a Q. So there's a K, which is kind of in the throat, the KH, and then there is the Q. K sound is like a K in the back of the mouth, almost like a click, K, K, from the very back of the mouth. And then there is a regular K sound, like we say in English, which is at the front of the mouth, the K, K. So you can hear a subtle difference between them. So we have this KH in the throat, and then the O, and then the K in the back of the throat. Khalik, Khalik, Khalik. And this means the creator, the one who, the one who shapes destiny. The creator, the one who shapes destiny. Yakalik, Yakalik. So just feel as you kind of call that name, call on your source and invoke that divine power from your source. Let it resonate through your field. And I'm going to read for you as these sound codes resonate from your through your field about their meaning. And just align your intention, if you will. I mean, if you have a specific intention, of course, bring that forward. And just imagine yourself face to face with your source and call on your source. Ask for that intention to come into being for you. And Yakalik. And align your intention. Or if it feels right for you, ask for yourself to be shown that meaning, the deeper meaning, the knowing, the knowledge, the experience of Yakalik, what it means to be aligned or immersed in or contained within the creator, the one who shapes destiny. This divine quality should remind us that he, the one, the creator, created earth and the heavens, day and night, life and death. Alcoholic is the absolute expression of this capacity, the infinite potential of opportunities. This name is the cloth, which is later cut by Al-Bari, which we'll talk about next, and designed by Al-Musawwir, which we'll talk about third. Those are the three we're going to talk about today. It is from this black cloth, or this black ink pot, that Allah, the one, the creator, God, created humanity for and through himself, and again the creation for humankind, out of ecstatic love for the veiled treasure and the potential for insight. The veiled treasure and the potential for insight. I'm going to divert and tell you a story that some of you have heard probably more than once, but it's relevant here because we're talking about the treasure, the veiled treasure. There was a little girl that I worked with, it's been quite a few years ago now, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, who at the time was 6.5 years old, remembered what it was like to be in the womb. And she was telling her mother she liked it in the womb because when you're in the womb, you can go back. If you get scared, you can go back and ask questions. And her mom said, "Really? You got scared? Well, what happened?" And she says, "Well, Mom, you get to see everything, right? When you're pure consciousness, you get to see everything." She said, "They show you a movie of your whole life before you come here." Her mom said, "Really? And it's scary? Well, if you don't like it, can you change it?" She said, "No, Mom, it's not like that. You see, God has everything all worked out, and you have to come here. It's like going to school. You have to come here and learn lessons." And her mom says, "Really?" She said, "Well, do you remember the movie?" And the little girl, 6-year-old girl, said, "No, Mom, that would be like going on a treasure hunt when you already know the movie. That would be like going on a treasure hunt when you already know the movie. When you already know the treasure." Right? That would be like going on a treasure hunt when you already know the treasure. Okay, so think about that. Think about that. This is the veiled treasure, and the heart is constantly drawing us back, calling us back home to find the treasure. And we get lost in this material world of saying, where is this treasure that my heart seeks? And I have no idea what it is, right? And the heart is saying, just come back here, just come back here, just come back here. I'm here. So out of ecstatic love for the veiled treasure and the potential for insight, alcoholic is derived from the that KH, the L and the Q, which carries the following meanings: to create, to make, to originate, to shape, to form, to mold, to change, to invent, to fabricate, to think up, to perfume. Where we go deeper into alcoholic, when we go deeper into alcoholic, we discern the primeval substance of which humankind was created. What is your primeval substance? Kindness and humanity are our core. Courage and faith were given to us, and our nature contains all the good natural abilities. We are unequaled and unique carriers of intimate truth. But anger is also present. Anger is the opening that feeds on arrogance, self-satisfaction, defiance, and fear. The divine name alcoholic is not only connected with the names al-Bari and al-Musawir, but also al-Qadr, which unites capacity and the quality of that which is fated. Alcoholic. When we repeat this name during the night meditation, in that last third of the night before dawn, through those recitations, an angel manifests who stands next to the reciter, so you, the reciter, and protects you until the end of your life, while the deeds of that angel are manifested and credited to you. Alcoholic is the force that does not follow a specific form, giving every creature its own shape and fashioning them in harmony to one another. Alcoholic brings into being that which does not exist. It shapes the doer and the deed. Isn't our deepest yearning to integrate spirit and matter, to merge everyday life and the depth of human existence? So whatever you start, make sure you act in an upright manner and against your lower selfish self, like the lower ego. For the lower ego knows itself, the lower ego loves its illusory satisfactions, and it loves its mistaken self-interest. It loves to blame others, to profit from others, and it loves to debase, denigrate, and insult itself. Right? Do we not have those tendencies? So let's remember to bring our free will, which we all have, and our consciousness into an upright manner to honor the calling of the love at the depths of the heart, and to be against, if you will, or have mastery over, to gain mastery over the lower compulsions of the self-interest, the blame, the desire to profit from others in an unhealthy way, to debase, denigrate, and insult ourselves. We are all visited by bad thoughts, yet if we do not use them, they gradually become our crown. So when they come into our consciousness and we say no, they gradually become our crown. It is the daily renewed assertion, the hourly refuge taken in the divine, which prevents us from stumbling, from losing ourselves in a sea of the lower ego, until we learn to drown that sea in the ocean of love, and we become the drop that reflects the universe, visible and invisible. Right? Another poem from the poet Rumi says, we are not You are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. So let this open cup, as he also says, right? The open cup of ocean become the pure reflection of the universe, the visible and the invisible. Take care of yourself and your deep being. Listen with your deep ear that can truly hear. See with the eye that cannot be blinded or distracted by outer forms. Weigh every thought, every word, every action in your heart. Whenever a question, an idea arises, weigh them, filter them in your heart. Listen with great respect to your true self, so that in time you may dive into the depths of your being, leaving your superficial self to come closer and closer to your true self, where there is neither fear nor sorrow, where you can see the light of your infinite existence and drink from that source. Okay, so this is not said to make you frozen in time, fearing making a mistake, because everything has its time and place and everything is in the perfection. Everything from that inner yearning calls us back home. And when we do find ourselves feeling consciously disconnected from it, it doesn't mean that we're bad or that we have to fear. Just return. Just return. And just return again, because we're always going to have, I don't care who we are or how connected we can be in one moment. There will be another moment where we disconnect, but it doesn't mean that we're bad. This is part of the human journey. It's part of the plan, and we need not fear the mistakes and keep ourselves frozen. And that place of, I don't want to act on my inspirations. I don't want to take a step to follow this deep yearning I have in my heart that is calling me from within myself, calling me home. So I don't want to take that action because I might make a mistake and then what? Or I might fail again and then what? Right? All of that is just cycles. It's cycles of growth that we travel through on this earth journey, each time learning more, each time evolving more and more of ourselves to maintain and hold this state of knowing at the depths of our hearts. Once we know the splendor of the benevolent source of our life and of life itself, we know and recognize ourselves in harmony. As we develop our capacity to relate to our fellow human beings and to trust them, so we develop our capacity to relate to God. Whoever wishes to be close to God should respect God's creatures and treat them with love, for God loves those who love his creatures. The longing in our breasts has been calling since time began. Let me fall back into the depth of eternity and remember. So again, let yourself fall into the center of your heart, calling on that unconditional love, and let yourself fall into it. And remember, let the remembrance awaken you and your own inner knowing until your entire being remembers. Fall back into that love. The divine name Alcoholic shows the divine quality of creating. God is the creator of the creation. He created everything from naught. He gives all creatures their states, their capacities, and their distinctive features. Everything is created in perfection and divine wisdom, and everything follows the way it is meant to follow. Nothing in the universe is accidental, as God made the creation from deep love. There's a Hadith Qudsi, which I shared a version of it on the webinar I did last Thursday on the divine manifestation, the spiritual and metaphysical secrets of divine manifestation. If you were there, you heard this part. It says, I was a hidden treasure, and I cherished the wish born from love to be known. So I created the creation for me so that they know me through me. And this meaning, I created the mankind because the mankind is the one who accepted that trust of free will, or that challenge of free will. So we're the only ones in creation who actually forget our origination and our connection with source. We're the only ones who forget. So we're the ones who need to remember. But if we really observe nature and reserve the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom and the rocks and the earth and the stars and the wind and the clouds and everything else in creation, it all is in sync and in harmony and in flow with nature. The human beings are the ones that get out of sync and we disrupt the natural flow of things, but nature is nature. It knows, it's already connected. So we're the ones that have this potential to disconnect and forget, and then the ability and capacity to remember and return. So it's for the mankind, for our return, because we are the ones who forget. God created everything for humankind, and he created humankind for himself. The circle begins with love and separation, and it ends with love and union. Love is not only the basis for the creation of the world, but also for the return to God. God is in the center of the circle, while the circumference is made by the diverse manifestations of the divine, the Tajali, the revelation. The human being is the center of the periphery because he is the only being in whom the divine can manifest in a complete form. Let's see. God steps out of the invisible, reveals himself in the world, shows himself through the divine names. The all-encompassing world was created through its longing to be, and in its being, all the divine names are one with the divine being. They carry the one love through which the world comes into existence. Thus, all of creation is a mirror reflecting the divine. God's love shows itself through his continuous manifestation in the creation. The created world is the outer aspect of that which is God in its inner aspect. The created world is the outer aspect of that which is God in its inner aspect. You are a part of that created world, and your inner aspect is that union with the universal divine power. And your entire being is made up of the individuated divine powers. That love, that compassion, that gratitude, the forgiveness, the beauty. The power, the majesty. Did I say that? Opposites are here in order to become reconciled and ultimately to unite, for the many must become one again. Then is love not the driving force? It is love, it is the divine names that brought restlessness into the world, because the world is constantly seeking that love and that peace and a mutual longing between the Creator and all creatures. It is as if the universe were ice and God the water of which that ice is made. The name ice was given to the frozen mass whose truer name is water. Whose true name is water, not truer. Every being in the universe has a source, a core of stability. In human beings, this core is located in the center, in the heart, the center of love. For it is love that leads us back to God. It is love that forms the umbilical cord to him. This is why Sufism turns to the heart. Knowing the heart unites us again, always assigning everything on the outside to its inner reality, because everything on the outside is a reflection of the inner. And the human being a reflection of the divine, carrying the complete form, as it said, we have that inner and the outer, and at the very center of our chest, behind the heart, is that place where we connect with the inner. So again, let yourself fall back into that place and call on that unconditional love which is that umbilical cord back to source. And again, calling on the divine name Yalchalik, which is the one who brings destiny, who creates and shapes destiny. Yalchalik. Everything is utterly connected to the core of the hidden treasure whose beauty we were created to unveil. Alcoholic. So call on that divine power of the Creator. Call on the divine power of the Creator, the one who shapes destiny. And breathe that in. Let that vibration penetrate through your field. Really fill the entire sphere around you, as well as penetrating into your physical body and into your tissues, into your fluids. Alcoholic. We call on the divine name Yah-Bari. The divine power of Yah-Bari is the one who creates harmony. So there is the one who creates and shapes destiny, the one who creates harmony within all things. This is Al-Bari. Right? And the three divine names, Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, and Al-Musawwir, again reading from Fauzia's book, The Divine Names, 99 Healing Names of the One Love, they all carry the qualities of creating and forming. As already mentioned, Al-Khaliq is the original cloth that is later cut into the various pieces by Al-Bari, and each piece receiving its individual shape through Al-Musawwir. That's what moves it into shape and form. Some of their meanings connect the three names and others differentiate them. Al-Bari symbolizes the architects that emerge from the sea of infinite potential. Right? These are the divine names: the love, the compassion, the majesty, the beauty, the glory, the strength, the power. And even these divine names it corresponds to the third world where the divine names exist in their essence prior to manifesting on the outer level. It is on the level of the world of powers that the soul of the world, or the universal soul, manifests in the different divine names through God's creative energy. It is the world of the archetypes and substances from which the further manifestations flow. This is how Al-Bari helps us set aside and uncover everything on our path so that we may reach and unveil the essence of things. Al-Bari carries first and foremost the quality and meaning of giving. Every creature is given in accordance with its behavior, its harmony, and its relationship to others, so that it can enter into the appropriate relationship with everything. Al-Bari separates individual manifestations from the cloth of unity. Through Al-Bari, non-existence comes into existence. So, with every creature given its in accordance with its behavior, its harmony, and its relationship to others. Remember in the previous reading on Alcoholic, it talked about aligning with the love at the center of the chest, and that unconditional love, that desire for love. And now this is talking about giving from that desire for love. Right? And we talk about how do we move into action without separating from that inner connection. That inner connection is love. Al-Bari, as we then move from the one unified love into the individuated pieces that form the creation. Remember in your heart, like to fall back into that state of love and to move from there, or to let this destiny be shaped, let this pieces be formed in a harmonious fashion that are in service to the love, or answering the call of the love in the heart, moving from the love that the heart holds and seeks to return to, that calls you home. So imagine now, as you are in that state of love and you feel an inspiration and you want to move from that inspiration, remember this place that truly wants to give, and that wants to give from the knowing of love and the immersion in love, the experience of love, the desire to return to love and to serve love, as love is in the face of everything in front of you. Love is in the face of everything in the creation. And sometimes when we don't see it on the outside, we just need to look a little deeper and a little deeper and a little deeper until we see and we know with the core of our beings that there is no other than the only one. And within everything that we see is a reflection of the one. And if we look behind and behind and behind and behind and behind, we will know that we are face to face with the one and only the one. So when we want to give from that place of love, the overflowing of love, the immersion in love, the desire to be one with love, that when everything that comes in front of us is that reflection of the love, and when we give to it from that place of love, we're giving from love to love, right? And remember, we can use our will and our acquired knowledge, right, and our experiences, which we are continually acquiring and increasing through our experiences, especially the ones that look like mistakes. We're continually evolving and growing and expanding this knowledge of the heart through those experiences. So don't worry about making the mistake, but remember, we are just letting those desires of the lower ego, or those fears, as we say no to them and we return to the heart, they become our crown. Okay, so don't let those fears stop you, the fears of making a mistake, but just return to the love, let them become your crown, and be in your heart. Let the harmony that lies in your nature express itself in your life. You have received all from the one, from Source, from God, all the capacities as well as the freedom to choose between harmony and disharmony, not alone on the top of the mountain, but amidst all creatures. They all serve as a mirror, reminding you of the neediness, the compassion, the love, the sincerity, the beauty, the longing, and the sadness that connect us all and that we all need. Al-Bari is the creator of harmony. Love is the reason the universe was created. Allah, God the One, created all things in their proportions. He is the creator of all forms. He grants each of his creatures its specific appearance and form, so that every form is distinct from the others, yet they all come from the same original substance. Ya Bari, Ya Bari, Ya Bari. And that's with a B at the beginning. B as in boy, or as in baby. Al Bari. And it's got like a at the end. Just a little glottal Bari. Bari. So let that penetrate into your field and let it begin to, from that desire for love and the shaper of destiny that you connect with in your own heart, the creator of destiny, let this Bari come through and just begin to carve up the individuated pieces and give them each their unique attribute. The unique attribute, its unique quality. Ya Bari, Ya Bari, Ya Bari. Then Ya Musawir. Musawir. How do you say Musawir? It starts with an M as in Mary. Mu, and then an S as in Sam, Sawir. And it's got two W's in the middle in the transliteration. So it's like, oh, oh, awir. And it ends with an IR. Musawir. 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 And the S is not really with the teeth touching, but it's actually a more with the tongue up to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. Musawir. There's a slight difference there. So this divine name, Al-Musawir, is the one that begins to give shape and form, right? So that things are really flowing from Al-Khaliq, the creator of destiny, through Al-Bari, the one who gives its individual qualities and attributes, to Al-Musawir, the one that creates the shapes and forms. Al-Musawir gives things their final shape or color, and it invokes a focusing that leads straight to the goal. Al-Musawir is the divine name that lends all things their form. Every creature is shaped in a unique, special manner, and the uniqueness of each individual manifests again within each species. The uniqueness of each individual manifests again within each species. Your life is constantly being formed, and divine reality takes shape through you in a lifelong process. So never look down on others, because just like you, they have all been created from the divine. So this name of the three, Al-Musawir, stands closest to the world of material manifestation, although it only becomes fully visible through Al-Zahir, the manifest. It's another of the divine names. But it expresses its constant moving in that direction, Al-Musawir. So these three divine names, Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, Al-Musawir, show the love flowing from the divine essence into the manifestations, as well as the way that takes them back to the essence through their love for the essence. So again, take a deep breath, breathing all of your energy into your vertical core. As you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl. And let yourself lean back into that center of your heart, like back behind your heart, up against your spine. Just rest into that place. That's a place that connects you with that unconditional love and that umbilical cord that connects you to the creator and the shaper of destiny. And your destiny has been created and shaped, and it has been it is continually in creation and being moved through you, being shaped and created. But there is an eternal life force that you can lean into, make your intention to lean into that and connect through that umbilical cord with your source, your creator, and let that love flow through your heart. And then as your being wants to move into action with the inspiration, just let this Al-Bari, let it move through and just fill you with this divine attributes that define your state of being. And then as you want to move further out into action or into manifestation, Al-Musawir, that gives shape and form, again being a flow of Al-Khaliq and Bari coming into manifest form, right? That continual flow. Breathe with this divine name. Feel how it enfolds and shapes your creative powers so that they may blossom at just the right moment. And she says here, make us into human beings who encounter the creation with care and attentiveness and lead it back to you in their hearts. Make us into human beings who encounter the creation with care and attentiveness and lead it back to you in their hearts. So again, leaning into the heart, immersing into that unconditional love, letting it be that umbilical cord with alcoholic, the creator, bringing through Al-Bari that gives the qualities and attributes to the manifest forms, and in service and connection to the love, from the overflowing of the love, from the desire for the love, from the yearning to return for the love, let everything come in a continual flow into Al-Musawwir, which is the shaping and forming of the manifest realm. And as it says, if you want to take this farther, there is also the name of Al-Zahir, which is the manifest form. So, Ya Khaliq, Ya Bari, Ya Musawwir. So just connect again with any intention you may have or any inspiration you may feel of something that wants to flow through you, or any time where you felt like, or any place in your life where you feel like you have an inspiration, and as soon as you start to take action on it, you lose connection with the flow, with the inspiration, with that flow state, that divine flow that's moving through you. If you feel like you lose that when you move into the world and start doing and start encountering all of the perhaps obstacles along the way and the challenges, just let yourself return back to this place. Invite all of the cells of your body to absorb this in, bring it into your conscious body memory. Take a snapshot and know you can always return to this place. You can move from this place. You can act from this place. And I will invite you again, if we do have a workshop on divine manifestation, a weekend intensive coming up on September 30th, October 1st, and October 2nd. I'd love for you to join us for that. You can go to joyfullylivingwellness.com to find the links for that. There is a webinar that we did last Thursday, and that link is up right now. If you register for that, it will take you to the information for the replay and for the workshop. So look for those on the Joyfully Living Wellness website. And I'm going to end the recording now and open for the Q&A about what we just experienced here. Any discussion, any sharing that you have, I'd love to hear from you. For those listening to the recording, I thank you for listening. And for those who are here, I thank you for being here. For those listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. Join us live. Go to communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. And while you're there, sign up to get reminders and replays of these live events. And I will also give you 2 free gifts, a one sheet that is the 10 spiritual principles of our human existence, remind you of the truth of who and what you are and why you're here, what this world is about, what this earth journey is about, helps you to keep things in perspective as you're on this journey. And then you'll also receive a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation that you can make a part of your daily practice to keep you in flow and connected with the divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion at the core of your being, and that place behind your heart, connected through that umbilical cord to the universal divine power that gives you life and consciousness to your physical form. All right, with that, I end the recording and open for the discussion. I thank you very much for being here today.